Rare photos of the Wild West, banned in history books in Arizona and other states. Prostitution was legalized in the 19th century and generated income through licensed brothel taxes and fines, funding local development and public projects. However, despite its legal status, sex workers face discrimination and marginalization. Seth Kinman was a master hunter of the Wild West, famous for his skills. He had the chance to meet President Andrew Johnson and wanted to give him something one of a kind, so he crafted an incredible chair using elk horns and bear skin, giving it a bold, rustic style. Chief Iron Bear at Fort Burreld, North Dakota, 1866. Annie Oakley, a legendary sharpshooter and one of America's first female celebrities, used her skills to empower women. Beyond seeking fame, she dedicated herself to teaching women how to shoot, promoting self-defense. A remarkable cow became the town's heroine, tasked daily with carrying 7 children to school. Can you imagine making your way to class on the back of a cow? Indian Scouts skinning a buffalo, 101 Ranch, Bliss, Oklahoma, 1890. Hunting was a popular activity in the Wild West, especially for those who braved the Four Peaks region in Arizona. Known for its rich wildlife, deer, rabbits, bears, and even cougars, this area demanded courage and skill from the hunters who navigated its many dangers. In 1906, Cowclaw, a Tlingit woman from Alaska, wore her potlatch dance attire for a traditional ceremony full of symbolism. During the potlatch, she and other members of the Tlingit community came together to dance, sing, and share their rich stories and customs. Pioneer's Cabin, Calavis Big Trees State Park, California, 1886. Mountain men were hunters and explorers who thrived in the rugged mountainous regions of the American West. Known for their remarkable survival skills in harsh, untamed landscapes, they embodied resilience. This photo of a mountain man offers a glimpse into the tough, challenging life of the Wild West era. Shashi Indians, taken between 1880 and 1910. Indian Boy and His Dog, Utah, taken in 1874. Holiday's Overland Stage Office, Denver, Colorado, taken between 1865 and 1870. Quanah Parker, the last chief of the Comanches, was a key figure in the American Wild West. Throughout the 19th century, the Comanches battled the U.S. Army, which aimed to expand its territory and control native lands. As their leader, Quanah Parker fought fiercely to protect his people and preserve their traditions. The Hatfield family, a symbol of the American Wild West, left their mark in history with a photograph taken in 1888. The image captures their pride and unity, offering a glimpse into the past and the legacy of the Wild West. Changing Horses on a Roundup, South Dakota, taken in 1890. This rare photo of Billy the Kid is one of only 2 confirmed images of the infamous outlaw, taken in 1877. It captures Billy playing cards with his companions in New Mexico. Though the photo has worn with time, it remains an iconic piece of Wild West history. Cowboys roping a buffalo on the plains, taken between 1887 and 1892. The Rufus Buck Gang, made up of young African Americans and indigenous people, rebelled against the established order with a series of robberies, thefts, and kidnappings. They terrorized communities in the Wild West, becoming targets of both local and federal authorities. After several confrontations, the gang was captured and sentenced to hang. Klondike miners at Skagway, Alaska, 1897. Gono, one of the most famous indigenous leaders in U.S. history, led his tribe in numerous battles against American forces to defend his people and their lands. For years, he carried out attacks on American settlements and military troops, becoming one of the U.S. Army's greatest adversaries. Loading cattle at McCoy Stockyard, Abilene, Kansas, taken in 1867. Joe Black Fox, a Sioux Indian, was a key performer in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, taking part in battle reenactments and tribal dances to showcase his people's traditions. His role in the show also gave him the opportunity to travel globally and experience other cultures. Old Mission Church, Zuni Pueblo, New Mexico, taken in 1873. Judge Roy Bean, known as the Law West of the Pecos, was an eccentric and hot-tempered figure. He often presided over cases while intoxicated and claimed he was appointed by the president, though historians question the story. Washing and panning gold, Rockerville, Dakota, taken in 1889. James Butler Hickok, famously known as Wild Bill, was one of the American Wild West's most legendary gunmen. Renowned for his sharpshooting with his signature pair of pistols, he held various roles, from buffalo hunter and stagecoach guide to lawman. However, it was his reputation as a gunslinger that made him truly famous. Native Americans standing in front of teepees in Aberdeen, South Dakota, taken in 1880. A rare and unique moment from the American Civil War, this 1863 photo shows an American soldier clowning around for the camera. It captures a glimpse of the humanity and humor that still existed amidst the war's chaos. Pioneer life in 1882, family outside of a sod house taken in 1882. This 1872 photo of a group of Paiute Indians in Utah captures a moment from the lives of a nomadic people who thrived in the Great Basin region. Dependent on hunting, fishing, and gathering, the Paiute faced tremendous challenges from settlers encroaching on their lands. The Deadwood Coach, taken in 1889. Indian family in front of Adobe Building, California, 1880. Buffalo Bill's Wild West show featured real-life cowboys who were skilled hunters, lawmen, and even former outlaws. These professionals were known for their impressive shooting skills, which became the main attraction of the show. Camp Life, Arizona, taken in 1871. Bass Reeves, a legendary figure of the American Wild West, was the first black deputy U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi, appointed in 1875 by Judge Isaac Parker. Known as the Hangman of the West, Reeves excelled in his duties, making over 3,000 arrests throughout his career. He preferred to capture criminals alive to face justice. The White Dance was a unique social tradition where women took the lead, inviting men to dance. Some women would kneel politely, requesting a dance, a gesture that expressed respect and admiration. Rose Dunn, born in 1878 in Oklahoma, was a nurse who became involved in crime after falling in love with outlaw George. In 1895, she was arrested with her family. Camp wagon on a Texas roundup, 1900. This 1907 photo from Tascosa, Texas, shows cowboys relaxing at a local bar. The varying expressions of the men, some smiling, others serious, add depth to the moment. California Corps stage leaving Virginia City, 1866. Cradling placer mining, taken in 1871. George Carrick Miner, standing outside of a log cabin in Yukon Territory, 1897. City of Deadwood, from the South. Taken in 1876. Rodeos were a popular event celebrating Wild West culture with thrilling performances. At one California rodeo, the crowd watched in awe as a woman and her horse jumped over a convertible, showcasing the courage and skill that defined the Wild West spirit. In the Wild West, families sought new opportunities. These sisters built a sod house in Custer County, Nebraska, using packed earth blocks covered with grass for insulation. Ralph Tex Madsen, an American cowboy, became famous for his impressive height of over 2 meters. Known as the tallest cowboy, he captured attention wherever he went, earning invitations to parades and special events, always standing out in his signature cowboy hat. Pearl Hart pulled off a bold stagecoach robbery in Arizona. Dressed in men's clothing and showing great courage, her daring act shocked everyone, making her a famous outlaw who quickly caught the attention of both the authorities and the media. Iron White Man, a Sioux Indian, joined Buffalo Bill's Wild West show in 1883. Known for his horse riding and bow and arrow skills, he became a standout performer. Burlington Engine No. 7, Nebraska, taken in 1886. The interview. South Dakota, taken between 1887 and 1892. Horseback's Camp, Comanches, Fort Sill, Indian Territory, 1873. Three women and a man, all in uniform and on horseback, Fort Vary, Arizona, taken between 1884 and 1887. Cowboys sitting by supply wagons, taken between 1880 and 1910. In the late 19th century, Guthrie, Oklahoma, was a land of opportunity for those brave enough to tackle the Wild West. Drawn by the promise of a fresh start, settlers flocked to the town, hoping to build a home and future. Among them, a newcomer arrives, eager to find his own piece of land to begin a new life. Butch Cassidy, born Robert Leroy Parker in Utah in 1866, became one of America's most infamous outlaws, known for train and bank robberies. Cassidy's fame grew not just from these crimes, but from his remarkable ability to evade the law using disguises and clever escape plans. Sunflower Portrait of a Sioux Man, 1899. Navajo Indians near Old Fort Defiance, New Mexico, taken in 1873. A group of fearless Navajo riders sets out on an epic journey, riding through the harsh, dry desert of Canyon Delhi. These riders navigate the tough terrain with remarkable precision. Miner's Cabin in the Sierra Nevada Mountains, 1866. James Miller, known as Killer Miller, gained a reputation in the Wild West for his cold precision in shootouts. A hired gunman, he was also involved in bank and train robberies. His violent life ended in 1909 when he was captured and executed for his crimes. Johnson's peaceful life was shattered when his wife was killed by a Crow warrior. Filled with grief and anger, he swore revenge and set out to punish every Crow he encountered. His brutal acts earned him the nickname Liver Eater. The Homestead Act of 1862 gave Americans the chance to claim 160 acres of public land if they built a home and farmed it for 5 years. Many families moved to Nebraska hoping for a better life, but they faced harsh weather, limited resources, and isolation as they worked to establish their farms. The result of a leak: 2 men repairing a boat in the Yukon Territory, 1897. A captivating 1871 photo by William Henry Jackson in Nebraska shows the indigenous leader Patalo. During this period, indigenous tribes faced significant challenges, including the loss of land and the threat of forced assimilation. Cowboys from the XIT Ranch in the Texas Panhandle, 1902. Billy the Kid escaped from prison twice, first by killing 2 guards, then by digging through a cell wall with a spoon. Though an outlaw, he was known for his charm and had many friends, including Sheriff Pat Garrett, with whom he later became enemies. Seen on the summit of the Sierra Nevada Mountains, 1866. J.M. Webster and Family, Wyandotte, Kansas, taken in 1867. In 1894, a law office in Round Pond, Oklahoma, assisted pioneers with land claims, helping them secure their rights and formalize property transactions. Colorado Miner's Cabin in Winter, between 1898 and 1905. Wyatt Earp, a legendary figure of the American Wild West, moved west at 21 seeking adventure. Over the years, he worked as a miner, businessman, and lawman. His most famous moment came during the 1881 gunfight at the OK Corral in Tombstone, Arizona, where he became a symbol of frontier justice. Geyser Springs, Sonoma County, California, 1880. Railroad bridge across the Kansas River, taken in 1867. This photo captures a significant moment in stagecoach history, showcasing the Deadwood stagecoach renowned for its security. It carried valuable cargo like mail and gold, making it a prime target for criminals. To protect it, the stagecoach was armed with a skilled team of men ready to defend it and its passengers against any threat. The Old Cabin Home, South Dakota, taken between 1887 and 1892. This 1903 photo of Calamity Jane at Wild Bill's grave in South Dakota captures a poignant moment years after his death. The two had met in 1876, and while some historians question the romanticized stories of their relationship, Packing Water on Mules, Fort Verde, Arizona, taken in 1887. General George Crook, a prominent 19th century military leader, joined the U.S. Army in 1852 and served in the American Civil War. Afterward, he led military campaigns against Native American tribes in the West, becoming one of the era's key commanders. The last large bull train on its way from the railroad to the Black Hills, taken in 1890. Bill Dulan, a notorious outlaw, started with the Dalton Gang before forming his own wild bunch. His gang carried out numerous robberies across the American West. On August 24, 1896, Dulan was surrounded by U.S. Deputy Marshal Heck Thomas and his team in Oklahoma. Attempting to flee, Dulan was shot and killed before he could escape. Colonel Duper's Ranch in New Mexico, 1885. This 1864 photo of a slave auction house in Atlanta, guarded by a Union soldier, starkly contrasts the Civil War's fight to end slavery with its ongoing practice in Confederate states. It serves as a haunting reminder of the brutality of slavery in the U.S. during that time. Life in the Wild West was tough, especially for farmers dealing with harsh weather and barren lands. In 1894, a devastating sandstorm hit Midland, Texas, damaging farmlands and disrupting farmers' lives. A photo of the storm captures the power of nature. Train at the Short Line Depot, Boise, Idaho, taken between 1880 and 1900. John Delane Wagon Shop, Broken Bow, Custer County, Nebraska, taken in 1889. Hotel Tent, Grand Canyon Stage Road, Arizona, taken between 1890 and 1899. "40 Indian Canoes at DIA, 1897. Dick Laum returning home with Antelope, Wyoming, taken in 1888. Mule-drawn water wagon at Fort Verde, Arizona, 1887. Roundup scenes on Belle Fourche in 1887. Hydraulic mining at Rockerville, South Dakota, taken in 1889. Hunting camp at Peck's Lake, 21 miles north of Fort Verde, Arizona, taken in 1887. The Annie, first boat launched on Yellowstone Lake, taken in 1871. Chinese immigrant sling, 1871. The principal street in Prescott, Arizona, 1877. Drover's Cottage at McCoy Stockyard, Abilene, Kansas, taken in 1867. A prairie schooner from the 1850s, 1894. Officers' Quarters, Camp Apache, Arizona Territory, taken in 1871. A deer hunt near Deadwood in the winter of 1887 and 1888. Two miners, McMillan and Hubert, got their game. Chinese miners in Tuolumne County, California, 1866. Western Ranch House in the Detaz, 1888. Ox teams at Sturgis, Dakota Territory, taken between 1887 and 1892. Camp of the 7th Cavalry, Pine Ridge Agency, SD, January 19, 1891. Teepees on the Columbia, 1922. Land Rush, Oklahoma, 1889. Sioux City Party coaching at the Great Hot Springs of Dakota. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything. If you enjoyed this journey through the history of the Wild West, be sure to check out other videos in this series. Don't forget to subscribe and share your remembers with someone who would love to learn more about this fascinating era. As always, thank you so much for watching.